What's going on, fellas? It's another C Boogie. Y'all know the rest. Hey, I want to salute y'all for subscribing to my channel, and I want to thank y'all for liking my videos, and shout out to the Dime Game Division. Let's rock and roll, man. We're going to talk about the word simp for a minute. The word simp. And a lot of guys is completely using this word out of context. You know, I talked about it in my last video, man, but everything is not simping when it comes to a woman. You know, just to make it short and frank, look, simping is when you give up your manhood for a woman, period, man. You know, when you give up your manhood, you know, and no man wants to feel like he gave up his manhood to anybody, not just a woman, to anybody. You know what I mean? Every man wants the ability to leave every situation with his manhood intact, even if it means your life, you know. But every man doesn't do that. You know what I mean? Why do you think a lot of guys really are upset? Like, truly upset. Like those very extreme guys that just go out their way to insult women any chance they get. Why you think they like that, man? Because ultimately they gave up their manhood, man. If you really think about it and break it down, a man can give up money, resources, material possessions to a woman. Bruh, you can make that back in your lifetime. Real talk, you can make that back in your life. I mean, we've seen it with Jeff Bezos, man. We've seen these things done before. Dr. Dre gonna get that money back. I don't even know why y'all tripping on Dr. Dre's situation. Dr. Dre ain't tripping on his situation. As far as I see, every time I see a picture with Dr. Dre, he's smiling. He living his best life. Because the reality is Dr. Dre understands he can make that money back because he'll always have earning potential. He's Dr. Dre. If something happened to your car, to your house, God forbid, you know, your bank account runs out of money, God forbid, you can get all that back. Grind hard till you stack it up. And it's up from there, man. You move on. But if you feel, or if you did, ultimately give up your manhood in any situation, man, that's something that's going to haunt a man forever. And I mean forever. You know what I mean? I mean, think about, it could be a situation from high school or middle school where a man got bullied. Man, a lot of guys see that bully 15 years later and just jump on them. They don't know how they gonna react because it just struck up so many emotions that man didn't even think was there, man. And that's how it is. That's why every situation, man, any relationship that you have, and I mean any, you need the proper closure. Any relationship. Excuse me. It could be romantic, it could be siblings, could be co-workers, could be cousins, best friends. It don't matter. If something happens to that relationship, all parties need the proper closure to move on. Because what a lot of people do is they say they're gonna move on, but still internally they got this hate or this disdain for that person, and you know, that's still not good. You know, you got to release that in your spirit, and that happens through closure, man. You know what I mean? It's a formal situation that you do with both parties where y'all adults about it, and you put everything on the table. Everything. You know what I mean? You got your cards face up. And a lot of people can grapple with that, but a lot of people can't grapple with not knowing. You know what I mean? Or a lot of people can't grapple with not telling their side of the story or getting certain things off their mind and their chest. And that's totally understandable, man. You know, a lot of people, men and women alike, do not understand the power of closure in any situation, right? But moving on, man, your manhood is all you got, man. You know what I mean? It's all you got. You got your manhood when you up. You got your manhood when you down. You should be the same man through your wins and your losses, man. At least you should. But I'm going to tell you the problem. A lot of guys are really handicapping themselves, truth be told. Why? Because they attach that happiness or that manhood with money or material possessions. As if men don't go through adversities where you have ups and downs in life, or, you may not be as lucky or fortunate at that particular time. You know what I mean? You still piecing and putting things back together, or you getting things situated so where you do come up. It happens, man. You know how many businesses went out of business during COVID? Brand new businesses, man. Done for. You know how many businesses go bankrupt within the first few years? But that's a man's job to put that together. But as long as that man has his pride and his manhood still attached and in his spirit, that man gonna make something shake. But a lot of guys are handicapping themselves, man. No cap. No cap. All the time. Can you be the same man in a Mercedes Benz that you are in a Honda Accord? I like to ask that question a lot, and it's not about the cars, it's about the mentality, man. Can you have that same amount of confidence? Can you have that same amount of confidence in some red bottoms or some, shell toes? Do you got the same confidence? Do you got the same confidence in an apartment than you do, a 8-bedroom mini mansion or something like that, man? Do you got the same confidence, man? And the answer to that question should be yes, you do. You know what I mean? Now, you may be sensible and understand certain things are not as obtainable at that moment, but you still attacking life with the same enthusiasm in that Honda as if you were in that Benz. See, that's a man right there. You know what I mean? That's a man right there. And that man going to have the same face and the same enthusiasm with his losses as he has with his wins. See, a lot of people are front runners in life, man. I noticed that too. Real front runner type of dudes, man. You know what I mean? They can pop it. They can talk smack. They can do this when the chips is up. But when the chips is down, you know what I mean? They going through depression. All of a sudden they picked up a drinking habit. They done put on weight. They done switched up their whole diet. And it's like, man, I understand. But when you gonna come up out that, when you gonna shake that off and get that out your spirit and understand that a man got to get back on that horse and grab those reins and keep riding. See, that's what men do. You know what I mean? It's no doubt in my mind that we having a manhood issue too. You know what I mean? And guys can put this female issue to the front all they want to. It's no doubt, it's nothing clouding my vision to see that we having a manhood issue as well. We trying to redefine what a man is. Dog, I don't care what a woman does. Personally, I'm not going to compromise my manhood. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen, man. That's just me. I don't care how fine she is. I ain't going to compromise my manhood. It's going to stay intact. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I feel about it, man. And a lot of guys are upset. One, because they don't feel like men. They don't feel like men. And when I say they don't feel like men, I don't mean that they necessarily sit down when they piss. I mean, they haven't even figured out ways to reinforce their manhood in their own life. So they go through the world thinking, oh, manhood is being under attack or masculinity is being under attack. I don't really feel like that. In my daily activities, I reinforce my manhood. I make sure of that. You know what I mean? It's all sort of masculine activities that guys could be doing, but they choose not to. They choose to sit in the house and play video games or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Scroll up and down on Instagram all day. That's on you, bruh. That's not on the world. That's on you. Who's stopping you from getting out here, involving yourself in some everyday manhood, masculine activities? You can go join the boxing gym tomorrow. You can go learn MMA or some kind of martial arts tomorrow. You can go to a shooting range tomorrow. You know? You can go drop an engine on a car tomorrow. Anything you see fit. You can learn how to fly a plane tomorrow. Nobody's stopping you. A lot of guys got to deal with this mirror talk as well. You know, this mirror talk is really slicing and dicing through a lot of dudes, and they don't like it. But at the end of the day, it's not me you got to look at when you wake up in the morning. You got to look at yourself. And if you constantly find yourself complaining, man, I just got one question, man. How does that help you in the long run? How does that help your situation? You still got to face your accuser, man. At least that's what they say in court. You know what I mean? I try to make it seem cool. But nah. But in court, you got to face your accuser, man. You know? And that's where the men show up. Right there. You still got to face your demons, is what I'm saying. To make it plain for you. You know what I mean? You still got to be a man, bruh. And that's just how I feel. You know, it's not a lot of rewards out here for being men. I'll be the first one to say. The reward of being a man is being a man, bruh. Knowing that you safe, your family's safe. Knowing that your community is good. Knowing that most things you touch turn into gold. Knowing that you got influence. You know. Knowing that you got earning potential. Knowing that you're moving with some power. That's the reward of being a man. Taking care of your responsibilities. Living a life of sacrifice. Dog, none of this stuff is sexy at the end of the day. But that's the reward of being a man. A lot of guys don't want that burden. A lot of guys don't want that burden, man. They don't. They don't, man. I realize that. They don't. You know. Yeah, man. Society is pretty much made up on a lot of things for women to feel good. Holidays, birthdays, anniversary, Valentine's Day. Name it. It's for women. You may get some funky socks and a necktie for Father's Day or your birthday. You may get the same tie and socks every year or the same dinner every year for Father's Day or something like that. But that's not where your reward comes from. Stop worrying about the stocking stuffers, man. So yeah, we having a real manhood issue. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, man, you know, everything ain't simping, man. But I tell you this, man. If you gave up your manhood for anything, your manhood, then yeah, you did do some simping. You know, life ain't over. Sit down for a second, recalibrate, drink some water, make sure you hydrate, then get back on that horse, man. That's all you can do, man. Square business. That's all you can do, bruh. And I really mean that, man. That's all you could do. Shout out to the Dime Game Division. Peace.